The coal industry in this installment of Regulation Nation facing tough times because of new EPA regulations. And as a result, companies are killing jobs and consumers could face higher energy prices. Tom Borelli, a senior fellow at the National Center for Public Policy Research, joins me now. Tom, what are these new regs, or what specific new regulations from the EPA are really hitting the coal industry now?
Well, how many fingers do you have in your hands?
So many. That's how many.
Coming one. Despite all the pomp and circumstance of President Obama's interest in jobs, he's unleashed the EPA as a job-killing machine. There's a cross-state air rule that is causing havoc among coal-fired utilities. American Electric Power has announced they're closing 5 plants. Duke Energy is closing plants. Southern companies closed some plants, all laying off people. Just yesterday, Luminant, a utility provider, electricity provider in Texas, announced they're laying off 500 people. This means higher energy prices for all Americans and job killing and jobs going overseas.
Where are we getting that electricity from? Because 46% of our electricity in this country is generated from coal.
Right.
If we're closing all these plants, our population is growing, our demand for electricity is growing. Where's this electricity going to come from?
Great question. That's the question that a lot of people in Congress should be asking. In fact, FERC, which is a federal energy commission that regulates our power grid, they estimate almost 81 gigawatts of electricity is coming offline. So we know what happens with supply demand. You cut down on supply, prices are going to go up. Jobs are going to go overseas. President Obama's war on fossil fuels is brutalizing our economy. He's clueless when it comes to energy policy.
Can the alternative energy sources make up for that? Wind, solar, I mean, even slightly?
There's a role. Right now, it's only 10% is renewable energy. We don't have the power grid. When wind blows at night, you can't store electricity during the hot summer days. Texas faces unique problems because they have an isolated power grid. They're concerned that the closures there are going to force brownouts and blackouts in Texas. You know, that is the state that actually has jobs. So Obama is really just wielding the axe.
Well, it's not just Obama. Now, there are a lot of congressmen and women senators who will be up for re-election in states that are very heavily dominated by the coal industry, whether it's West Virginia, I know some of the other Midwestern states, Ohio, Virginia as well, Pennsylvania. How is that having an impact on the EPA?
Well, it should have an impact on the EPA. The House majority is trying to rein in EPA because, after all, Congress should tell the EPA what to do. The challenge is they're trying to cut their budget in terms of appropriations, trying to block a lot of these rules. The challenge is in the Senate. You have Claire McCaskill, you have Manchin in West Virginia, you have Sherrod Brown in Ohio. These states depend on coal for energy.
Yeah.
It's time for them to step up and challenge Obama on this.
Will they step up? And if they don't step up and challenge the administration, are they doomed in 2012 in terms of re-election, in your mind?
Well, listen, that's up to the people of those states to decide. But surely energy is going to be a huge issue in this coming election. And these senators should represent the people, not President Obama's radical ideology when it comes to energy. Look at what he did with Solentra, right? How much of our money went to a company that's now bankrupt? His clean energy agenda, driven by his crony capitalist advisors, is driving our economy over a cliff.
Tom, good seeing you as always. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Tom Borelli. All right.